Hello students, my name is Alpa Rupala, Assistant Professor from LG Institute of Engineering and Technology. Welcome to the lecture series of Mobile Computing and Wireless Communication. Unit number 2, subtopic Spread Spectrum. Topics to be covered in this lecture: what is the spread spectrum? What is the requirement of spread spectrum? What is the disadvantage of communication network? Then after, type of spreading techniques. Then after, two techniques we will learn in detail: frequency hopping spread spectrum and direct sequence spread spectrum. But in this lecture, we will understand only frequency hopping spread spectrum, and in next lecture, we will understand direct sequence spread spectrum and example of it. Now, first of all, what is the problems in communication system? First problem is utilization of channel bandwidth effectively. The available bandwidth which we are using for transmission of our signal, we are not utilizing that bandwidth that much of extent. Second one is minimization of transmission power. We are feeding our antenna with the high power to send our signal, but we can minimize it. Second one is security. Third one is noise interference. So these all problems can be solved if we convert our narrowband signal into broadband signal. How? Just see this diagram. See, this is the signal with the narrowband concept. The spike of the signal will represent the strength of your signal for transmission purpose, and this is the effective bandwidth or frequency fundamental. So here you can identify that this is your spreaded signal and this is your narrowband signal, unspreaded signal. Okay, the first disadvantage was effectively utilization of bandwidth. This particular narrowband signal only utilizing this amount of bandwidth, but we are having this amount of bandwidth available with us. So we can spread our signal to hold the bandwidth which are available. So by this particular fundamental, what we are doing, we are reducing the transmission strength. Okay, so your minimization of transmission power is also being carried out by spreading your signal. For the security fundamental, we are spreading our signal into a form with the coded technique, which we will learn in next later on topic. Then after, the interference. How we are reducing the interference? This particular fundamental is being done likewise at the transmitter side. We are converting our narrowband signal into broadband signal, and then after we are transmitting that signal. And at the receiver side, we are again converting the broadband signal into narrowband signal. So particular your noise level is having lesser strength, and we can eliminate by filtering. We can eliminate the noise by filtering. So this is the all disadvantages which are being overcome by your spread spectrum. Now, the block diagram of any of this spread spectrum technique. First of all, the input is given to your channel encoder. According to it, your data is being modulated on your signal. Then after, we are using any pseudo random pattern generator to modulate or to convert your signal from narrowband to broadband. And then after, we transmit that signal, that broadband signal, to your channel. At receiver side, the same process is being carried out in reverse pattern. So first of all, we will demodulate our signal from broadband signal to narrowband signal again with the same sequence pattern generator. Then after we will convert our narrowband signal into original data by decoder or any another demodulator. So this was all the block diagram of any of these spread spectrum technique. The particular spread spectrum technique is being classified into two types basically. First of all is averaging system type and second one is avoidance system type. In averaging system type, we are averaging our interference signal into the original signal. But in avoidance system type, we are just ignoring the interference. By this particular two classification, we can divide our spread spectrum technique into this part. In averaging system type, the technique is known as direct sequence spread spectrum. In avoidance type, the technique is known as frequency hopping spread spectrum, time hopping spread spectrum, chirp and hybrid. Now this all the technique we will learn in depth DSSS and FHSS. We will not learn this of technique. What the DSSS is doing? DSSS is basically converting your signal or spreading your signal with a special code. Each and every user will be assigned a special code to convert the signal from narrowband to broadband. In frequency hopping spread spectrum, we are assigning or we are sending the bits as per the different frequency sequence predefined. We will learn this all topic in later in detail. In time hopping, we are selecting that what amount of time your signal will be sended and what amount of time your signal will not be sended. According to it, we are spreading our signal. In chirp, likewise in frequency hopping, the frequency hopping is selecting the individual frequency, but the chirp is selecting the set of frequency or range of frequency to spread your signal. In hybrid, or any of these two techniques can be combined to spread your signal. But we are first looking for the first technique, that is frequency hopping spread spectrum. Here it is the block diagram of frequency hopping spread spectrum. This is your original data which is being modulated and we are having the narrowband signal. To this narrowband signal, we are giving some frequency sequence using frequency synthesizer. So this will decide that at what frequency your bit will be sent. We are having the frequency predefined sequence and we will send our data according to this frequency synthesizer pattern. And this is how we will spread our signal, and this spreaded signal is being transferred to your channel for transmission purpose. Then after, at receiver side, the same pattern is being inverted. Likewise, now we will convert our broadband signal into narrowband signal with the same frequency synthesizing pattern we used at transmitter side. At receiver side, we will use the same frequency synthesizer pattern to demodulate our signal. Now we are converting our spreaded signal into narrowband signal again. Now to eliminate the noise or interference, we will use the band pass filter, or we can also use band pass filter for selective frequency to be sent to your receiver. Now this will again be demodulated and the original data will be sent to your receiver. So this is all about the frequency hopping spread spectrum. The frequency hopping spread spectrum is again having two types. First type is slow frequency hopping and second type is fast frequency hopping. Now you can see in this example we are seeing both the type in a one diagram. The first particular pattern is having your data bits which is to be transmitted or which is to be spreaded. The first pattern is having the data bits. We want to transmit bits 0, 1, 0, 1 and 1, and this can be continued. Okay, first of all we are seeing about the slow hopping. In slow hopping, we have decided that my frequency pattern is kind of F2, F3, F1. And we have predefinedly decided that we will send or we will select one frequency to send 3 bits. We will select one frequency to send 3 bits, or else we will send 3 bits on single frequency. Then after again 3 bits on another frequency. Then after again 3 bits on another frequency. This is known as 3 bits per hop. Your slow hopping pattern is being counted as 3 bits per hop. Likewise, to send 3 bits 0, 1, 0, we are using first frequency which is F2. We are using first frequency which is F2. For again sending next 3 bit, we will use F3 frequency because it is at the second place in our frequency pattern. Now for sending 1, 1, suppose here it is 0, we will use the F3 frequency. And for the next 3 bit, we will use the F1 frequency. For next another 3 bit, we will again use F2, and this sequence will be continued till you are having the signal to be spreaded. In this signal, in this pattern, F2, F3, F1, then again F2, F3, F1, F2, F3, F1. Now here it is the basic definition. The time to send the original bit is known as the beat time. The time to send the original signal is known as the beat time, but the amount of time your signal is being spreaded or being spent at your single frequency is known as dwell time. Here you can see your signal is starting from here to ending till here is at only single frequency, that is F2. So this time is known as dwell time. So this was all about the slow hopping. Now next one is fast hopping. We are having the same beats, but in fast hopping we are sending our beats on a single beat on different frequency. Likewise, in fast hopping, suppose when I am having my odd number of 0, then the frequency sequence is F1, F3, F2. This is the odd number of 0 and this is the even number of 0. Okay, this is odd number of 0, even number of 0. I can again have the odd and I can again have the even in this pattern. Okay, so basically for odd number of 0, my pattern is F1, F3 and F2. So for sending one beat, we are changing 3 frequencies. For sending single beat, we are changing 3 frequencies, and that 3 frequencies are F1, F3 and F2 in this sequence. For even number of 0, the sequence is F3, F2 and F3. Okay, same as for odd number of 1, we are having the pattern F3, F1, F2. For even number of 0, we are having the pattern F1, F2 and F1 again. Same, we are having the odd, then even, then odd. For odd, we are having pattern F3, F1, F2. And this will be continued till your signal is there to spread. So here in fast hopping, we are measuring the bit transmission as 3 hops per bit. Okay, 3 hops per bit. Now if we talk about the advantage of frequency hopping, then in fast frequency hopping we can eliminate the noise interference at very much of extent, as well as we can also take cover with the jamming signal. Okay, you also know that what is the jamming signal, which is disconnecting us to communicate with any another network, are known as jamming signal. So it is a kind of frequency which we cannot use, but it is blocking all the other frequencies. But for that purpose, the jammer needs to identify your frequency. But we are sending a single beat on a 3 different frequency. Our frequency is being changed in a very small amount of time. So your jammer cannot identify that at what frequency you are spreading or sending your signal. So this is the advantage of your frequency hopping. So the summary of this lecture, we understood that what is the requirement of spreading the signal, which we also known as the broadband signal. Then after, type of spreading techniques, in which we have understood the frequency hopping spread spectrum in detail. In next lecture, we will understand the direct sequence spread spectrum and the example of it. Thank you. We will meet in our next lecture.